Last month's Acer Cloudbook 11 was a little bit of a disappointment. Is its new big brother, the Acer Cloudbook 14, any better? What's up, everyone? Voltron00X here, and I wanted to do a follow-up on the Acer Cloudbook. It comes in at $189.99 US, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of eMMC flash storage, and an N3050 Braswell generation Celeron. So if you haven't watched my review, click up here on the link somewhere, and you should watch that first. It'll go in a lot more detail than I'm going to go into now, but briefly, what I liked about the device, I thought it aesthetically, it's pretty nice, and the build quality is pretty good. It certainly looks more professional than something like the Stream 11 with its sort of Fisher-Price color. It has pretty good graphics performance in some applications. So the gaming, for instance, in Source Engine games like Half-Life 2 and even Portal 2, which was playable at 720p, was more than I expected. So that was good. It also does a great job running the Windows 10 open beta of the Minecraft for Windows 10. So more on that in a second. The trackpad is fantastic. It's one of the best I've used on any Windows device, let alone one that's under $200. It has very good value in that it's under $200. It has decent battery life, about 7 to 8 hours. And it runs MS Office very well. And it comes with 1 year of Office 365 for free. So it has some things that were good to very good. On the con side of things, the web browsing performance was actually very sluggish, like surprisingly sluggish, which surprised me. I thought the newer chip would have better web browsing performance, but not the case. It also could not run traditional PC Java Minecraft, like at all. If you're looking to buy a machine for light web browsing, so 1 to 2 tabs, you're not really going to be jamming a lot of tabs at once. There are specific games that you're looking to play, not Minecraft, but you're looking to play some indie games or some older Source Engine games. It runs all that stuff just fine. Older game emulation, so 8-bit, 16-bit, it handled that fine. But in particular, if you're looking to use it for MS Office, you use a lot of Office and you want to do a little bit of gaming, you want to watch some video, maybe play some light games. For $189.99, not bad. The thing that really kind of was the nail in the coffin for me, it was the keyboard. It did not have a full-size keyboard, and I don't understand that at all, because the Acer C720 Chromebook has a very nice, same 11.6-inch form factor, has a nice keyboard on it, and this one had a much smaller keyboard, and kind of like the Asus X205TA. If I don't like the keyboard, I just can't recommend the device, because without a touchscreen, I mean, this is how you're going to be interacting with it most of the time. So Cloudbook 11 was okay. The larger Cloudbook 14 was actually just released. Microsoft is selling it now, and it should be available on Amazon very shortly. I think it's still in pre-orders. But so this one is 14 inches, same processor, N3050 Braswell dual-core Celeron. So same processor. It has the same resolution display, 1366 by 768, although in this case a 14-inch panel, so a larger display. It has the same ports. Everything it basically looks the same. Pretty much everything, except the only thing is it loses a little bit of the wedge design. It's still there, but because the whole device is bigger, it reminds me more of Acer's 13.3-inch Chromebook, which was sort of a flat slab. This is a little bit more angular, but still aesthetically pleasing. Looks pretty much all the same design cues, same texture lid, same color, all the same ports, same processor, but you get 64 gigs of eMMC flash storage instead of 32 gigs, which actually makes a big difference. And then the keyboard, you get the full-size keyboard on this one. So a couple things about this make it more appealing, in my opinion. Again, the extra storage, it might not sound like a lot. You go to from 32 gigs to 64, but it's not unlike being on a phone and having 32 gigs instead of 16. It really makes a big difference in terms of how much room you have to play. And you still get the 1 terabyte of OneDrive storage. So if you're willing to use online cloud solutions to store a lot of your files like photos and documents and such instead of putting them on the device, great. But with this one, you've really got some room to put some movies on there. If you want to install a larger game, Portal 2, I had to install it to external media. With this, you can install some larger games right on the device. You have about 45 gigs of storage available to you, which is not bad. So if you want to keep a 5 to 10 gig buffer free to keep the system running as quickly as possible, this one gives you a good 30 to 35 gigs of storage to play with, which is not bad. You can run a PC on that and have Office installed and have Hearthstone installed and have TurboTax installed and have a couple different web browsers and still have plenty of room for movies and music and things like that. So that is actually a big improvement. And the keyboard, again, which is one of my least favorite things about the Cloudbook 11, that is completely addressed here because you have a full-size keyboard. Is it the best keyboard in the world? Is it a MacBook Pro quality keyboard? No. But it is a perfectly usable full-size keyboard, and it's paired with a very good trackpad and a screen that's pretty decent for the price. So a lot of the same pros and cons as before in terms of the performance. I feel like the web browsing performance is a little bit better. That's not because of the hardware. It's going to be simply due to drivers or Windows 10 optimization. But I was able to get Octane scores in the 7,000 to 8,000 range, which is not that different than the HP Stream 11 and actually higher than on the Asus X205 TA. This one actually is rated for 12 hours of battery instead of 8.5. I don't think you'll get 12, but I think you'll get 9 to 10 hours, which is all-day battery. And it's $249.99 US. I definitely recommend going with the Cloudbook 14. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that update. If you were looking at a budget Windows 10 laptop, I actually think the Cloudbook 14 is one of the more compelling ones. It does a nice job handling streaming video, and it does a great job with MS Office. So if that's, and again, the 14 has excellent battery life, and unlike most of the others, you get the benefit of 10-second boot time because of the flash storage, but you get 64 gigs of it, so you're not going to be cramped like the other ones that have only 32 gigs. And it, again, does come with Windows 10 pre-installed. So that's the Acer Cloudbook 14. Again, if you want to see some more details about this device, check out my original review of the 11. Just keep in mind all the things that I just said about the 14 that make it a little bit better. This has been Voltron00X. Hope you guys appreciated and liked this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be holding on to this one for a little while so I can test some additional applications, or if you have any questions I can answer about it, I'll be happy to do so. Thanks, and as always, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time.